Can you smell it?
Is that fries?
MSG?
Grease?
Reconstituted beef product? Oh my god! Oh my god! Look! What the? What have we done? We've obviously done something right. I mean...
We must have.
I'm gonna have one of those. Help yourself.
Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger.
Hang on, is that... Yeah, that must be fries in there. Come here, you dirty, dirty strips of fried potato.
Come here, you. There we go. What's the matter?
Yeah. It just says Morgan Spurlock, rest in peace.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe movie.
Yeah, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, kind of clean your palate.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Well, cleanse something. Sorry.
So you said that just as I was about to say,
Pants? Pants?
Yeah, let's
Are you hiding something or showing something? I don't understand.
I might have to have a look at some point. Don't judge me. It's been 4 years. But let's put a pin in that for later.
Bullet. Pfft. Back and to the left.
Hello, and welcome back to Maybe Movies. It is June, with all of the lovely weather that apparently it's going to bring.
Yay!
My name is Max.
Oh, and my name is Sam.
And we will be your theoretical movie directors for the month as we dive into something new.
Something very new. Well, something quite old.
Elements of the past.
But a little bit new.
And elements of the future.
Yes, absolutely. But before we get to all of that good stuff, we have one piece of business from last month to conclude.
Oh, the poll!
That's the one. Okay, so if you weren't here last month, we were doing our normal 2-movie mashup swaps of Goonies and the Super 8.
And the Super 8.
Yeah. Which became Super Goonies and The 8. Sam and I both voted for The 8 as Super Goonies. Yeah, kind of fell short of the mark.
I just didn't enjoy it.
2 votes for The 8 from us. From the poll, which was a bit quick this time, sorry, that's just because of filming stuff and scheduling and things like that.
Yes, many apologies, folks. We will try and give you more time later.
Yes.
Vivian Smith.
So, from the polls we had on Instagram, we had 2 votes, both for The 8. Yes. We had 2 votes as well on Twitter X. Both for Super Goonies.
Oh.
We had, on the community tab, 6 votes. 4 for Super Goonies, 2 for The 8.
Wait, is that
We have a tie.
We got a split vote!
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's been so long since this has happened.
I know.
What do we do?
I think it stands. I mean, we
So both?
I think both are viable baby movies, and we'll both be here with some form of fanfare.
Stuff and things, but I am shocked, folks. I am shocked. You really liked it that much. Wow.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Again, your opinion always counts.
Does it count?
It does with me.
And don't forget to check out later in the month to have a chance to vote on this month's poll. That's the word I was looking for.
Pearl.
Pearl. Pearly.
I told you, man. I've got the wrong head on, and I'm infecting everybody with my madness.
Okay, yes, we'll just run with it. And of course, yes, as I said, so we'll be doing a poll again this month, but obviously don't forget, July is our month out of Delirium, so we'll be announcing the results for this month's poll at the pitch meeting in August. Apart from being a little bit discombobulated.
Just slightly, yes.
I think this one, actually, pure serendipity, which is a wonderful thing. We have an anniversary matchup.
I love anniversaries. Whose anniversary is it?
Well, it's a double anniversary.
A double!
Yes.
A double! A double!
Of course, if you saw our short earlier in the week, then you'll know what this is about. And if you didn't, well, then you're about to find out. So keep watching. So it is 35 years of Jason Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. But it's also the 45-year anniversary of arguably one of the best movies of the late 70s, The Warriors.
The Warriors! Oh my goodness!
Which do you want?
I am the horror head. I have to take the slasher.
Oh,
thank you. Okay, well, this is interesting. I have seen both of these movies a grand total of twice each. Ironically, only in the last few years. That one is one that just completely missed me the first time round. And one of my buddies, a good guy called Gav, is a huge fan of not just this movie, the game that it's that's based on it, and I'm not sure, but he might have read the book. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
I have read the book.
But he loves this. He loves it. And after many years of him pestering me to watch it, I finally did a couple of years ago. First watch, wasn't so impressed. It was, I wasn't quite sure what the excitement was about. But the second time, it grew on me in a big way. Yeah, actually, that is one of those movies that's probably going to keep growing in my estimation the more I watch it.
Brilliant. I was really pleased to hear that, because it's been one of my favourites for a long time. I can't remember who released it, but whoever released it, damn you! Release a Blu-ray of the theatrical cut, because the director's cut is shite. Okay?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? We need to get all of the copies.
Exactly. Even if you do one that has both in it, I would be happy. I'd never have to watch the director's cut, but just to have that on Blu-ray would be brilliant. But then again, DVD as well, you still get an element of the grain.
Yes.
Which is...
Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, is a slightly less illustrious film.
Yes.
Partly because it is late-stage franchise entry, but also because it doesn't quite deliver on what it promises.
No, it doesn't.
But that doesn't mean we can't have fun with it.
Exactly. This is another one that has come to us from a meme that I found, which will be here somewhere, just so you know what our inspiration was. And it was like, yeah, how could we not? How could we not? So, let's have a look at these. So, as I said, so 1989... 1979. There's about 7 minutes in it. I think that's an hour 36. This is an hour 29.
This copied around 140, but that probably would have been with all the
gumph on the end.
Gumph at the end that comes with all the translations and stuff.
That one directed by Rob Hedden.
Hedden, yeah.
And this one is Walter Hill.
Walter Hill. Now there's a name I know. Like many people, I know the name, but I'm not really familiar with his work outside of this.
Yeah, he was a producer as well on a lot of stuff. The other film that, as far as I know, he produced and directed as well, the big one from the 80s, would be Streets of Fire.
Oh, right. I've never seen it, but that's one of the Brat Pack ones, isn't it? No?
No. It's... You could almost class it as a rock opera.
Whoa, why have I not heard of this?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it, but why did I not know this?
If you want to see a particularly nasty young Willem Dafoe breaking out into villainous song...
I'll be coming for her, and I'll be coming for you too.
I might have to give that a try.
It's a good film. It's a little bit... It's one of those ones that you kind of go... you can see the cracks, but they just add to the patina of the film, if you understand what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like a low-budget film, but it kind of still works. But yeah.
But, tangent.
It is a bit of a tangent. Yes.
Tangent.
So, obviously, we don't really need to, but we'll go through it just for acts.
I have some notes. My notes are not complete, but I will do the best I can.
I had two, so I'll go with the Warriors first, because that's the one I know better. Mm-hmm. So, for the end of Act 1, the first one I called, which was far too early, is Nowhere to Run To, but that's at 20 minutes. So, when she plays the first song...
All right, now. For all you boppers out there in the big city.
My pick for the end of Act 1 is... the appearance of Mercy.
The orphans / colours. Yes, that's exactly where I was going. Yeah.
So which is at 33 minutes in, which is kind of on point.
Mm-hmm.
And then initially for the end of Act 2, but then it was like, no, this is obvious. It's the revelation that they think they killed Cyrus. Which is when they're with the Lizzies.
Oh, okay, right. I have mine slightly after that. I have mine a couple of scenes after that. Sorry, got the bit with the Lizzies, and then they run away, and everybody goes to the subway.
Yeah, I had it before that.
And they have a confrontation with
the punks.
The punks, yes.
See, I thought that's too late because I mean, when Rembrandt says or Rembrandt finds out,
you're the famous warriors, the guys that shot Cyrus.
That's at 1 hour and 3 minutes, which leaves 26 minutes for the third act.
Ah, right. You see, oddly enough, I wasn't counting it on the minutes, which is rare for me. I usually chop these things down pretty neatly into sort of as many chapters, as sort of neat chapters as I can. But in my head, when they all gather again at Union Street, is the beginning of Act 3. They've reached the nadir when
they find out what the hell's going on.
What the hell's going on, and the Lizzies have trapped them and stuff like that. But it's them rising back out and meeting at Union Street. I mean, that's my take. I'm not insisting you agree with me.
Those scenes are pretty much back to back. I mean, there's like a minute or two in between. Rembrandt telling the others they think we killed Cyrus. That's the end of Act 2 and then the start of Act 3. So those scenes in Union Square in the subway would be the beginning of Act 3. Because you have to remember,
I agree. You're right.
Yeah, because I always called the end of the act and not the beginning of the following act.
Yeah.
Cool. What did you have then for Jason?
Right, okay, these are pretty neat. So Act 1 ends when the storm starts.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's literally about 38, 39 minutes in.
That's about right, because I had two, but the one that seemed closest was when the captain dies, and the son has to take over.
Captain dying, you've got 38 minutes of all the setup, 4 people being killed in the entire first act, and then, once the storm starts, you get 3 people killed in less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
It's an immediate escalation of the pace. Because this isn't a hero's journey, it's a descent. And so you've got accelerating destruction going downwards, haven't you?
Of course you do. And that also makes sense because that's the point because by that point they're out at sea.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're out at sea, the storm is roiling, nobody knows whether to raise the anchor or lower the anchor.
Yeah, and you've got the transition of getting away from Camp Coastal Lake, so makes sense. What about for Act 2?
Really, really simple. It's when they abandon the ship and arrive at New York.
Yes. Which is, I think, is going to be one of the things we're going to have to look at because we're going to have to drag them a bit further up the Hudson.
Oh, of course, no, because that leaves... They're like Staten Island, aren't they? When they arrive.
It would be south of Manhattan.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Definitely, without even spending a because movie, we have to put them landing somewhere else in the city.
Which is fine because they're travelling in the fog.
More importantly, we need to do this much earlier in the movie.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the difficulties is going to be how we truncate everything that happens before, because as we were talking about before we started filming, he doesn't get to Manhattan until the third act.
Yeah, that's no good. We can't have that.
So it's going to have to be condensing the first 2 acts of this film into Act 1, I'm thinking, so that we end Act 1 of our new film with them arriving in Manhattan.
Okay, this kind of brings me to my second point. If you'll excuse me, there are 2 different ways that we can take this. One is that we are putting Jason Takes Manhattan versus the Warriors. Or we are telling the story of Jason versus the Warriors. And which way we choose will change how we need to structure everything that comes before. Is it about Jason and the Warriors? Or is it both plots, both casts, meeting in the middle.
I was leaning towards the latter. My thinking was that the events of the Warriors are going on, and they encounter the people who Freddy is chasing.
You literally want to do Jason takes Manhattan versus the Warriors.
Yeah. Both parties have their own antagonists, and they meet and end up having all of these things against them. But obviously, Jason is the wild card, because he doesn't care what the other gangs are about. So there's lots of opportunity for them to, he might end up actually helping them.
Okay, so it seems to me, unless, and I'm just laying this out there as a wild ball possibility, that we literally divvy it up down the middle and have them get to New York at exactly the halfway point, then what we need to do is decide how we're going to divvy up the first act of both movies, but also accept that the first act is going to be the longest one.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I think that's how it's going to have to
be.
Cool.
Alright, that should be interesting. It should be interesting.
Definitely. Before we do any more, very quickly, just going to do a quick shout out.
Oh, shouty.
This one is for our good friend and sometime companion on the sofas of Delirium. This is for Chris Smith.
Hey, buddy.
And for his film company TV Bandits or Television Bandits. Also for another friend, Andy Blythe, and his company A-Turn Films.
Hello, Andy.
They've been working together and have recently just completed, earlier this year, completed a new, I believe it's been titled as a sci-fi thriller.
I think so, yes.
Yes, called Buying Time, which, from looking at Chris's posts, has been doing really, really well on the festival circuit.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, loads of nominations, a few wins and stuff as well. I'm not sure what they're doing with it. Again, I'm guessing it's still doing the festival circuit, so I'm not sure when it will be available. But yeah, do check out their channels. So there will be links, obviously, in the description. We've taken to speaking in tongues. Yes, there will be links in the description below, and obviously up here as well. And of course, salutations from Delirium, and come back soon.
Please join us.
We're pretty much set on where we are with this. The last thing is naming. The only name that I could really come up with is Jason Takes the Warriors. Whether we want to make that Friday the 13th part 8.5. I know,
my brain went there. I'm sorry, folks. My brain went there. That was so embarrassing. I shouldn't have, but I did.
My evil influence has spread its wings.
So Jason Takes the Warriors.
Yes.
It is.
Do we want to make it Friday the 13th part 8.5? Just no, that's going to make it too long. We're going to put it on the description.
Jason Takes the Warriors. Sorry, folks. We are professionals, really.
At what? That remains to be seen.
It shall be Jason Takes the Warriors. That will be the story we will tell.
And that is the whole of the law. Fantastic. So, come back and join us in a couple of weeks. It will be again as our regular time, 5 p.m. on Friday, whatever date that's going to be.
The nth.
The nth. That's 5 p.m. UK time. Obviously, adjust for your own wrong time zone.
You're all wrong. You should join us. Be in the right time. You're in Delirium.
What time zone do you think we're in?
It's always
the same day.
It's just always.
Just always.
And
And on that note, as always, please do look after yourselves, look after one another, and we will see you here in Delirium in a couple of weeks.
as always, guys, once again, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.